Hello everyone. So this is a continuation of my web article on redandgreen.co.uk. We're looking at async Rust. We're going to use request and we're going to fetch some URLs. And what we're going to do is we are going to also create a task and then we're going to await the completion of those. We're going to be using join set, which if you've read my article, you'll see there's a difference between join set and just standard join. And I'm not going to just reel off all that because it's all on there. So I'll put the link in the description. And what I'm going to do now is just actually type it out for those of you who don't want to read the article or you'd rather watch a video. So here we go. I'll make the font a bit bigger actually. Is that better? Hopefully it is. So what I'm doing is I'm going to add some example URLs. So I typed this from memory earlier, but for the sake of this video, so that it doesn't end up being slow, ridden with mistakes and a bit rubbish, I'm going to copy some bits from the article. So originally what I did was I had these 3 links and I was just passing them in a for loop. I was just passing them through, passing them to fetch. Well, actually, I wasn't even using a loop to start with. I don't think. What was I doing? I was using iter, but this modified version. I've had a few chats with Claude and OpenAI, as you can imagine. This is using for, so it's a for loop for the URLs, or for every element in the URLs array. Notice how this is an array, because we know how many elements there are, so we can use an array. The other thing I need to do is create a to-do struct, because these are actually to-dos. Let me just open that up for you. There you go. So it's just some kind of ipsum factum Latin with got user ID, which I don't think we'll bother with. We've got ID, title, and completed. So we will be using serialize. The other thing to remember is when you add request to a feature of JSON, you're probably getting the hang of it if you use request a few times. In fact, if I show you, I haven't added it yet. Right. From the start. Cargo request -- features JSON. There you go. Right. Let's do the struct to do, and then we just had ID, which will be day2. What was the second thing? Was title, string. Sorry about typing. I've been decorating and my hands are a bit. Been doing too much work. If you're observant, you'll see paint on my t-shirt. But right. We want to derive and then we want serialize. And I think I've got an error. I'll have an error here also because I need to do cargo add Saturday features derive. Right, so if I build that, it should compile now. If anybody wants a video on how I got Vim set, Neo Vim set up, happy to do that. Because this is the first time it's taken a while. So we've got a struct, we've got a async function called fetch, and then we've got our main loop. That's kind of an overview of what we're building. Feel free to look at the web page. This is the overall kind of design of what we're doing. We're going to create a client. We're going to spawn tasks to fetch. That's its UI, but it's to fetch the to-do. I generated this. This was quite impressive, actually, but I generated it with OpenAI, and for some reason it said fetch UI, whereas it should be fetch to do. All of those are going to run as asynchronous tasks. Then we check the response, pass it to do, handle the results at the end. When we handle the results, so that's the join set. I'll give you, so we'll be creating a join set, and then we just do spawn, and then we iterate over. We do tasks join underscore next. So there's a few things here that I've not used before, and I was thinking, is this just rubbish that OpenAI is? So I checked it with Claude as well, and yeah, the consensus was the reason why I want to check it was because in the books and also in the book, I didn't see it when I started studying it. But so hopefully join set and join next are going to be useful things to have in your toolbox. That looks a bit of a mess. Let's format that better. Okay. Let's just turn off warnings for the time being. Just annoying, isn't it? So we've got struct, we've got our URLs, we've got main. So let's do the actual function. So we implement, so the box can return anything that implements the error trait and send and sync. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but it does work. Send in sync because I think the send in sync because it's across. So the main function runs in one thread. Sorry, fetch runs in one thread, main runs in one thread. Tasks run in the same thread, but you can have multiple tasks. That's how I understand it. If anyone say that better or correct me, then please do. So fetch, let's just go back and see what we need to do next. So yeah, it's the client.get.send. Yeah. So I had to check this as well. I'll talk about everything I had to check. So let client equal. Now, fetch. Let response, isn't it? Fine. Let response equal client, which you're passing in. Now, if you're used to just doing request.get, that's not very efficient. So if you create a client, it keeps the session. So client.get URL. We can pass it in because we don't need to use it again. Then it's send. That's what I always forget. Then it's await. And we don't need stuff bit on the end. That looks okay. Right. This is going to look so old-fashioned within a month or day or two. Sorry. Yeah, I've not got any no AI assistance, no cursor, nothing going on here. Client get send away. So then we need to check the response. If the response dot so I'm getting a result there. I need to get the response out of the result. Right now, the response dot status success. Now we can handle. So if it's not a success, then we print them. I've forgotten what comes next. Let's check. Okay, yes, we need to format it. So we're actually not going to print it. We need to return and format. Response.status into. Yeah. Response.status then dot into comes outside of here. Is that okay? Oh yeah, so it's yeah. So this line's okay. This line's good. So something I don't use enough actually is this format. You always think, oh, you just return one thing or one piece of text, but there's no limit. You can use format. You can return something quite nice and custom, bespoke. So error HTTP status. That's just text. So we. It's just. Okay. So next we need to. It's not an error. We need to return the text. So we're going to be returning response.text, I think it is. Of course, it's response.json. Yeah, so let to do equal response.json. And then we have to turbo fish with to do. Is that a wait? I think that should be a wait. Yeah. So part of this sort of video is really just getting more and more, not even getting more and more familiar, it's just getting more and more sort of kind of like muscle memory of using a wait and the question mark. The whole reason we can use a question mark here is because we're handling the error here, and this error and the error that it may throw forms with this. We've got the red line at the moment, but this will expected type found a trait. Because we need dine. And then we've got that horrible error there. So we just do, for time being, we just do OK. And that's fixed. You can get some quite scary looking errors if you, that you can just fix with OK. That's all the coffee gone, so let's crack on. Actual fact, if it's successful, we want to return the to do, don't we? So, which is what we've created here. What have we got now? Expected nothing, found to do. Ah, yeah, because I got that wrong. So, yeah, that's okay. Just happy. I hope this font size is okay. I know some people watch videos on their phones, and I used to think that was weird, but if you've got time to kill and you want to just do something constructive with your time, then why not watch a programming video on your phone? Okay, so let's go over some of the interesting things so far here. So that was the turbofish using JSON. So we return the response to JSON, but then you have to put the turbofish. The turbofish is that specifying the type, which is your struct. So what you're saying is whatever the response is, it needs to conform to this type of struct format. Okay, let's go for the main bit then. So we've done that. Oh, I don't think I did that. I'm just going to add that ahead of time as well. The join set. So I had a join handle, which is wrong. I need to add join. Let me see. We've got join set, join error, join handle. So join set is a collection of tasks spawned on a Tokio runtime. It can be used to await the completion of some or all of the tasks in the set. The set is not ordered, and the tasks will be returned in the order they complete. When the join set is dropped, all tasks in the join set are immediately aborted. All of the tasks must have the same return type, Eric T. Okay, let's just look at join handle. An own permission, join handle detaches the associated task. Okay, I won't go into too much theory because I don't know it well enough, but also what I do know, what I've researched is all on the article, and the article will be in the link in the description, as I've just said. So, right, main. Right, so we've got the this is the bit that caught me out. So let me tasks equal join set new. There's nothing very difficult about it, but it's just something that I've not really come across before. So join set new. This error, or it needs, it's asking for an explicit type. That will go away in due course because the compiler will be able to infer based on what we add on in future. So for URL in URLs, and then we want to do the fetch.await task spawn fetch await. Yeah. We need to clone. So let client. We need to clone the client because otherwise it's going to get eaten. So let client equal client dot clone. Then we do tasks, which is this join set. So, but it's the same as if you did join set new dot tasks. Spawn, and then we do the async move. So that's actually a closure. I had to check that because it's not got the two pipes, which you normally see with closure. With async and a closure, you don't have to have them. It's TLDR. Then fetch dot. Okay, so we then put in client and URL. Wrong way around. So URL. Just turn off type hint, so annoying me. Right. We've got a task spawn. We need to call that something. Semicolon, colon. Happy? Up here. Right. Oh, you need to have a reference to the client. Tasks spawn of that client clone. Oh, we don't want to consume URLs. And what's going on here? Expected client. Happy? Okay, client. Oh, so no question mark. Right. This operator can only be used async block that returns results. It's not returning a result. Fine. Why is it not returning a result? Let's keep going. So I'll just make that a bit big. It's not returning a result because it's just starting the tasks. Later on, we get the result. Yeah, so that's why we don't have question mark here. It's quite a kind of a habit that you can almost fall into, just to put a question mark after every time you use a wait. Right, so let successful to-dos equal a new vec. Let successful to-dos equal vec new. We need to just, I think here we can just do vec score. We'll find out in due course. Didn't have anything there. Okay. With these sort of errors, you can normally carry on, and eventually, when you add the rest of your code, the compiler can infer the type from your code further down. So while let some result, you can I put result here, but you could put in any word, because what word you put here is what is the word that you'll use later on. So while let some result equals tasks. So tasks isn't a keyword, it's just the name of what we used here. So we created the join set, and then we spawned tasks, and then down here we're actually collecting them or joining them. So tasks join underscore next. I wonder if I could use try join. I might ask ChatGPT later, because with try join or whatever, if you get an error, then it doesn't panic. Let's just do join next, because that's what I did earlier and it worked. So I've got join next. Let me turn on type. So join set, so we need the await. And then match, so we match on the result. So again, the result's not a keyword, it's just what we call it. So we still need to kind of get the values out of the result. So this is odd. I still need to do this a few more times because it's weird. So in this article, I said OK inside OK, WTF. So you can have a task completing and the fetch succeeds. So because you're running fetch inside a task, it's like the Russian doll. So you got your first thing that could be OK or an error inside something else that can be an OK or it could be an error. So it's like nested OKs, isn't it? This is why we need double OK in your code, because two separate things can go wrong. The Tokio task itself or the fetch function inside the task. Right. I think this is probably something which is going to be more common with async. I hadn't done much async stuff before, but this is kind of showing me new things which look odd, but I've verified that bit of code as well, like the OK inside the OK, and I've not seen it in any books. But then again, the two books that I've been mainly using don't quite cover Tokio or async that much. They introduce you to it, but they don't really go into. They don't really go much beyond sort of select or join. Just those two keywords, really. I'm just going to copy and paste that bit because it's just processing OKs and errors, and it's nothing new, but if it's a lot of typing and it could. Right. Okay, and then we need to return OK at the end. I think as you get more, what's going on there? I missed a. Oh, use. What's it not liking? It's not liking. In main. Oh, I'm not handling it in main. Right. So we need result, box down error send sync in main as well. So result and then box down error trait plus send trait plus sync trait. And okay, now we've just got these errors. Result join error. Result join. Am I returning the right? I'm returning okay to do. Yep. So in main, which is all this, I'll let some result. This shouldn't be difficult because I'm just copying it. This, excuse me, I'm just going to, from mute successful. Okay, we still got the same error. So what I typed was okay. Now, why is this happening? So that's return join error. Just going to turn off that. Expected unit type. Tasks.join next.await. While let some result equal tasks.join next await. Match result, okay to do. Don't want to just copy and paste entire code. That's I could just copy and paste this in, but I don't want to because I'm intrigued as to what's causing this to not work. Okay. Result. Let's go ChatGPT. I'm just going to ask it why I'm getting an error here. Let's just compile it. This expression has type result join error. The expected nothing found a result. This is the whole result thing. It's confusing me. So this is actually not so much async as well, though. But this is why it's good. This is why it's good to type stuff in rather than just copy and paste. If you copy and paste stuff in it and it works, well, you don't really learn anything, do you? Looks like you're dealing with a result join error that you're trying to match against OK to do, OK error result is only, oh, so the result's only that. First, check where result comes from. Excuse me. Here is code. So slow. I think I set reason on and it takes ages now. So this is going to go to the JSON placeholder. It's going to fetch 3 to-dos. They're going to be returned as 3 tasks. It's going to pass them and extract the to-do ID and the to-do title. Still going. Wow. Let's try. Oh, work. Code. What is the error? I guess if I was rich, I would have cursor or something, but I'm a bit of a masochist, so I just use the reason for 7 seconds. Since you don't explicitly return the value of fetch URL. Ah. Wow. Do you see that one? What a blunder. See that? Unbelievable. So this channel's called Learning Maths, and one of the things is when you're learning something, you're so attentive to what you're learning. There's a book, famous book called The Gorilla in the Room, where somebody asks people to watch a video of the basketball passes and count how many passes the player, how many times the player bounces the ball or something, how many passes. And there's a man in a gorilla suit who walks across the court and nobody notices. So yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. I hope this isn't painful. I hope this is instructive as to A, don't copy and paste. B, type it line for line and try and debug as you're typing it in. Refer to the source material if you've got it. We're looking at task Tokio, task spawn, task join set, the join next function. This is quite good for good practice, adding additional traits, trait bounds to your error. So if let's just do them. Successfully fetched 3 to-dos. It's not actually showing them because I didn't add the line to actually pass them or print them nicely because it was that line. So this is just good practice with JSON, serialize, deserialize. tasks in the await. Oh yeah, the other thing we've established that don't always use a question mark after await. If you do, you'll get some weird errors. So, for instance, there, remember there, I had the question mark. Cannot use the operate because it's returning a to-do, it's not returning a result. So you can only... Trouble is when I'm doing these videos is I sit up straight and I don't have full... I don't, yeah. I don't sit up like I would if I was actually doing this and concentrating. So yeah, don't always use the question mark after await, which is there. Don't use the semicolon there because you want to return it. If you're using a closure with async, then you do async and then you move or you capture. But because you're capturing the client, you need to clone it first. Use references where possible. Join set is new to me, and I'd not read it in sort of the books that lightly touch on Tokio. So one last go, we'll run this. Okay, run. Oh, I forgot to add in the line because I was too busy talking. Let's we need to add in the line here. So we're just going to print the ID of the struct and the title, or the ID and the title of the response which match our struct. Because we made our struct match what we knew the JSON placeholder API was going to return us. So there we go. So that's the ipsum factum lorem fugit v the minus blah blah blah. So those are the three URLs that we pass into fetch asynchronously. We await the result and then we pass the JSON as a to do. So there you see response.json, then the turbofish kind of tell it to be of type to do. Let me just turn type hints back on. And you can see to do is now, because we've coerced it from response JSON into a to do, and fetch runs 3 times. So that for each of the URLs, it creates the to do struct. And then from the to do struct, we can then print the of that particular instance of the struct. We then print its ID and the title, which is what we saw here. So this has been quite a long video, and I've deliberately not edited it, tried to make myself look cool or good, other than wearing sunglasses. I think this is a more honest way because you're typing stuff from scratch, you're getting the errors, even if you're copying something, if you just miss a question mark or if you miss a semicolon, you get the error. Once you get the error, then you have to investigate it or debug it, and then you can obviously go back to the example or the tutorial, but it's nice if you can at least attempt to debug it yourself. I did use ChatGPT once, but yeah. I may or may not have got to the bottom of eventually. I probably would have done, but yeah, boring watching somebody scratch their head, go for a cup of tea. I've been decorating, so I'm kind of making this. I've made this video without too much preparation. I hope it's taken with a pinch of salt, but what it does show is how to take an example, type it in, debug the problems, try and understand each line, and obviously if you don't understand something, then you've got ChatGPT, you've got the Rust docs. Stack Overflow's probably dwindling quite severely now in its usefulness, maybe. I don't know. The Async book, the Rust Async book, yeah. And also play off Claude against ChatGPT, get them to fix each other's code. Eventually, you'll arrive at some good code with some sort of consensus. But it's still possible to catch them out, and even I managed to do that a couple of times preparing this code. So, yeah. Sometimes it will say, one way was more idiomatic. For instance, on this article, if you go up near the top, this was the first example. You see how we were using iter.map, and I quite like this way. And then you can ask the large language model, whether to use for loop or use urls.iter, and then it will go into some discussion about which is more idiomatic, which is more easier to read, blah blah blah. So notice how here in the first example I did urls.iter.map. Now map, when you first start using map, it'll be kind of map x to x plus 2. The first thing which I started to kind of pick up was you can just do what the hell you want with inside these curly braces. You can do absolutely, so create some variables, create many variables, do stuff, do as much as you want, because all of that's kind of like self-contained within its scope. The async move captures the outer stuff, captures the environment, doesn't it, or the outer variables. So that's why we use the ampersand for the borrowing there, the reference. And then we just collect. So that's making a vec of join handles. So we had a vec of join handles, and then here, so here we did iter and for, and down in the main example that we've done, we had instead of iter, we're doing for, and then instead of for, we're doing while let sum. So always work, all of the ways work, but it's just I think it's good to get familiar with doing both ways, and also then thinking about which is more idiomatic. And again, you can look at the performance differences and whether it's a lazy iterator or not, and so on. And really get deep in the weeds. So that's enough in there. I think you've probably heard and seen enough. But this article, I'll leave a link to it. So you've tasks.spawn, and then tasks join next. So basically, it's iterating over. It's iterating over. It's iterating over the tasks, but also just get used to where you need a wait and where you need a wait with a question mark. If you have type hints turned on, then that will help you, because you will always see what you're getting back. But at the same time, sometimes it just annoys you when you type in. So I think just have a key binding that allows you to turn it on and off quite easily. That's my theory anyway. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, all the usual stuff. I think it's going to be a long time before this channel ever gets monetized. So just just thumbs up and comment as well. I think the algos love comments. Yeah. Cheers.